Girls, what isn't nearly as attractive as a lot of guys think it is. I work in a tattoo studio, not an artist myself. After a while you get the hang of who's coming in with a tattoo request that is personal, and who's doing it to impress others. Those in the latter category always pick a certain selection of tattoo designs that are so overused they've become cliché. If you're one of these guys or girls, but mostly it's guys, know that the moment you walk in and present your design of choice, you've branded yourself the butt of at least a weekly inside joke at the studio for the next year. Style your body for your self-love, not others. That dom attitude. You ain't my dom and you ain't my daddy. Just because it was hyped up during the 50 Shades of Grey, doesn't mean you can be sexually aggressive with just any woman on the first date. Also, if it ever gets there, during sex, do not out of nowhere choke her. That stuff needs consent. Same with butt stuff. Lots of women have some kind of sexual trauma. Ask first, or better sit down and have a talk about fantasies and boundaries. Be mature. Some of the things that guys admire in each other are not actually things that attract a lot of women. If you're a guy with a super expensive fancy car, you're going to attract way more guys to ogle over it than you will women. Some guys are absolutely obsessed with the idea that just having a big dick is enough to have ladies drooling for you because other guys hype it up. It's really not true for a lot of women. Some dude from my freshman year of high school thought that threatening me and my friends made him seem attractive. He also believed that telling us about his fantasies of shooting people and stabbing them was attractive. Then when we started distancing ourselves from him, he took it as us playing hard to get and started cussing us out a bunch to see if that made him more tough. He got expelled a year later. Being a manly man who is too manly to enjoy a glass of wine or mixed drink, learn how to dance, smell a flower, properly clean their ass, or put any effort into dressing themselves with any sense of style at all whatsoever. Hint: men don't actually do these things for women despite their claims, it's just thinly veiled homophobia, which is in itself usually thinly veiled misogyny. Guys who consider their female friends just women they haven't slept with yet. Guys who have a track record where every single one of their exes is crazy. Guys who talk about what sexual positions their previous girlfriends like to their work friends. Guys who triangulate women to make them all jealous and stroke his ego. This was all the same guy, lol. Telling jokes is great. Dad jokes can be great, but guys think they're so funny when they constantly tell cheesy dad jokes. Oftentimes it isn't the time or place to interrupt. Unfortunately it's become very common guys want to seem funny, so they try slot these jokes in which really just aren't appropriate, and I don't find it attractive. Overly shredded guys. Some muscle mass is good, but if I can see all your veins, every muscle fiber, and that you seem unnaturally shaped, it's a no for me. Also, don't take testosterone. It affects your health, your mood, your personality, etc. There's nothing cute about a huge emotional adult toddler, trying to fight another person, trying to prove that he's smarter than her. I don't know if guys do this because they're trying to impress her or other guys, or just because they're insecure, but it's a real turn off. If he's fixated on being better than her, it doesn't matter how many other good traits you have, we know you're going to make us miserable eventually. The hard sell. Persistence, aka low-key stalking. Being hard, not showing emotion. Being cool, not showing interest. Negging or putting a woman down, either to make her vulnerable to manipulation or to show off for someone else. Physically. An extreme gym bod. Just not my thing. Oh, and the tripod. Nuff said. Guys who are demeaning to women. Even his exes, he can reject them without being hostile. I personally don't trust men that slander other women. Especially calling them whores, sluts, or bitches. Anything along those lines. Best believe if he talks about them like that, he will do the same to you. Alpha male mentality. Weak ego that needs constant stroking. Having the bass up so damn loud in a car it rattles any windows in a 20 feet radius, and able to feel the vibrations through the ground. Grabbing your junk randomly. I get having wedgies, go to the bathroom or less populated area. Probably not universal, but muscle men bulgy, veiny, etc. are a big nope for me. I appreciate the more typical workout bodies, but when you start looking like a caricature of a woman's reproductive anatomy diagram, I'm out. Definitely not a body I would ever want to touch or be touched by. Talking about how you and your buddies could totally take on those other guys at the bar, who are usually minding their own fucking business. There's a certain type of guy who gets a few drinks in and thinks it's really impressive to show off what a violent asshole they are. Being super muscled. Having a huge dick. Having a ton of money. These are not horrible things in themselves, but guys seem to think all three are attractive to most women, and they're just Not neutral at very best. These are things that impress other men, but not women. Baggy jeans with your underwear hanging out. Or being too I don't want a man who's picking fights with people. But I need to know he'll stand up for me and be protective when the situation legitimately calls for it. Putting down other women to compliment me. Sorry sir, I'm like other girls. You telling me that it's so rare to find a woman who's pretty and smart doesn't make me feel special? It makes me think you don't respect women. I'm honestly surprised by the number of muscle comments. The thing that cracks me up though is they're not for you, they're for us. When did being in shape and taking care of yourself become unattractive? When taking a new date out to dinner, saying to the waiter that the lady will have, and preemptively ordering is condescending and thoughtless, even though you may think it looks sophisticated and worldly. Posting ab pictures online, or flexing muscles in pictures online. Nothing screams insecure more, but I think men are under the impression it shows confidence. We do not care about your muscles. Well, I have a few based on guys I've met. Acting like a clown. Flirting with anything that moves. Being arrogant and putting others down, huge sign of insecurity. BTW. Displays of aggression. True, if you brag about having money you probably don't have it. The same goes for the guy that brags about being the toughest. The guy with the biggest mouth is usually the biggest wimp. Posting gym pics flexing your muscles on a regular basis. We get it, you're a gym guy. We also know that for gym guys the gym comes first and everything else is secondary. Huge turn off. Being mean. I know maybe it's common sense, but I have met so many boys trying hard to get a girl's attention while he's just true to her, but then he's surprised why he doesn't like her. Bragging about all the girls you get. For some reason you think this makes us desire you because of your market value when it actually gives us the ick. Nobody likes community dick. Bisexual man here. Aggression. Seriously, who looks at an abusive asshole and go, yeah, I feel safe, and think he's perfectly capable of a mature and healthy relationship? Flashing cash or material possessions to get your attention. Sir, I have my own stuff and you look like you would need half my closet space. It's a no for me. Smiley face. Loud cars. Trust me, we don't give a shit. We're not gonna swoon at your muffler being louder than missiles while you're going 25. It's laughable, and annoying. Also, believe it or not, being rich, at least, the showy type of rich. See flashing a wad of bills, talking about a fancy car or a fancy boat. I don't care. Being overly chill. Like nothing matters and nothing bothers you. This tells me you've pushed your emotions so deep down that any second you could snap. Bragging about your money. Even as an 18-year-old, I always found it off-putting. You have money? Great. You don't have to remind me every 5 minutes. Considering yourself a high-value man and then telling me how I could never outdo your achievements and I should be grateful that you're around. Loud cars. Bragging about your car, spending lots of time on your car. It's the equivalent of us talking about how expensive our hairs are. Going to the gym and eating protein powder. Sure. It's nice that you're healthy, but surely your entire personality can't be based on just that. Saying female or females when talking about women. Female is an adjective, not a noun. Like female bird, yes. But saying females are whack, no. This goes for men and women though. If you walk by and I can taste your cologne, it's too much. Yes, taste. Breathing in and you can taste it. Being an alpha male, we are looking for a partner, not a bodyguard. Sensitivity, understanding are 100 times more valued and more attractive. Me, for guys, I don't really like jocks or people who have a bunch of muscles. I don't care if they like football. Just jocks aren't my type. Mocking their friends in front of you just to seem cool. Always talking down before proceeding to say, I'm not mansplaining. Showing off. Bro, I do not care that you have a Tesla or go to the gym every single day. I just want a guy who's as weird as me. Crying face, crying face, crying face. Being overly masculine. Like, get over it. Wearing pink to support women with breast cancer is not going to devalue you as a man. A man who thinks half the girls' world population are dying for him and he is doing you a favor by keeping you in his life. Speechless face. The big bulky muscly look. You look like a human turd and I think cuddling with you would be like cuddling the floor. Beard. Mustache. Not for everyone, and in my opinion better without. But I get it that shaving is a pain in the ass. Having a high body count. If you run through this 20 girls, why would I expect you to treat me any differently? For me, when you're out alone on a pub and some drunk ass dude tries to hit you up. Dude, back off. Not interested. Weird unnatural muscles. I genuinely don't understand how some people like those. Especially the abs. You're being absolutely ripped. We don't care about muscles, you're just doing it so other guys will be impressed. Driving like you're in Fast and Furious. It's far hotter to just drive well, safely and not like a bellend. Putting down your friends in the presence of the female. It goes to show how needy and insensitive you are. Thank you ladies, I'm going to keep being a sensitive man with an average penis, but with confidence. Now, playing hard to get. It might work on a 15-year-old, but most grown women don't have time for that. Being obsessed with being strong and muscular. It's so weird you're obsessed with yourself, as a man. Too much cologne. Vomiting face, flashy cars scream midlife crisis. Women generally don't give a poop about cars. Wears baseball cap cause he's going bald. Dude, just keep your hair neatly trimmed with no hat. Making fun of every single insecurity you have and saying it's the way he expresses his love. Overly complex facial hair, really gelled hair, a lot of jewelry. It just looks too busy. White sunglasses, lifted trucks, dick pics, any dude who calls women females, and smokers. Guys that crack jokes all the time. At least know when to be serious and read the room. Physique. Nobody gives a shit about your muscles or how much time you wasted on them. My out of shape, small-dicked buddy is going to be so happy after reading this. Telling you what they find attractive about you is how you're not like other women. Really big muscles and too much cologne when you can smell him from 3 blocks away. Being arrogant and acting like they are superior than the person they are talking to. Calling a woman a female outside of a scientific study, black pill vibes. Being ripped or having intense muscles, it's a major turn off for many women.